everyone, Christina Burggraaf here. If you haven't picked it up yet, I love roller coasters, particularly ones that aren't too crazy and don't spin. And I got the opportunity to go to my local amusement park, Lagoon, located in Farmington, Utah, twice this season. And while I was over there, I compiled a list of all the roller coasters in the park and where I'd rank them. So I figured I'd give you my top 11 roller coasters in the Lagoon Amusement Park. Also, keep in mind that this is my opinion only and is not inspired by anyone else's opinion. With that out of the way, let's get started. Number 11, Spider. This is all the way down at the bottom because I got motion sick during the ride. I thought at first that I could handle the cars spinning on the track based on the POV videos I saw, but I got very nauseous after riding it. I can see it being enjoyable for people that don't get motion sick, and I bet that if I didn't have motion sickness, I'd also enjoy the ride, but I just can't put the ride any higher on the list, as it's the only coaster that made me vomit even after taking Dramamine. So if you get motion sick, don't ride Spider. Number 10, Bat. It's a pretty good inverted coaster for families, and dangling your legs wasn't too bad for me despite the worries I had about it before riding. However, your head does get swinging during the ride, so be careful if you get motion sick. I would avoid riding a lot of rides in a row before riding this one to avoid headaches. The track is short and it's laid out nicely so that it's not too much of a screamer, but not too boring either. I just wish it was easier on my head. Number 9, Puff the Little Fire Dragon. It's a very simple kiddie coaster that circles around the track 3 times before coming to a stop. It's good for getting kids started on roller coasters, and it's also good for the adults when they need some downtime. Yes, all ages can ride it despite it being aimed more towards the youngsters. It doesn't go very fast and has a minimum thrill level, but I'd say it reduces a lot of headaches and nausea. Number 8, Wild Mouse. I actually didn't realize until just recently that the name Wild Mouse is also a type of coaster, not just a coaster name. Wild Mouse coasters are known for their sharp and sudden turns that make you almost feel like you're gonna fall off the edge. This one is a little more intense than a family coaster due to the sharp turns, but it's still pretty fun. I have fond memories of riding this with my brother when we were younger, so I consider this ride to be a classic for me at Lagoon. Also, the lighting at night is so cool. I'd recommend riding it at night if you get the chance. Number 7, Primordial. I know people are going to judge me because it's one of the biggest and most popular rides in the park and I don't have it very high on my list, but I've never really been the most fond of interactive/shooter rides. Plus, I'm not too big of a fantasy/mythical creature person. Another con I want to give is the car moves too fast for me to keep my 3D glasses on my head. I nearly lost my 3D glasses a couple of times while riding. Despite all that though, it's an adventurous, thrilling ride with 3D elements, so that's pretty cool. There is a moving camera with the 3D near the end, so motion sickness pals, be aware of that. I also wish the ride didn't have the sun drop at the end. That could scare some people that haven't ridden it before. But the creatures are still fun to see, especially the animatronic in the queue. So the ride isn't all bad, just not my favorite. Number 6, Bombora. This is an excellent family coaster that used to be my favorite when I was younger and this first opened. It doesn't go too fast, so you don't have to scream as much, and it's nice for getting the wind in your face, even for a short time. I also love the choices of music they put on the cars during the ride. Makes you really feel like you're surfing through some waves. There's not much else to say about it, but I also say that this is a great kid's first coaster. Just make sure they're tall enough to ride. Number 5, roller coaster. This ride was first called the Lagoon Dipper when it was built in 1921, and since then has had many nicknames, the most popular one being the White Roller Coaster. History is a weak subject of mine, but it's so fascinating to learn of this ride's over 100-year history and see that it still functions so well and is still a fun ride. It's the most basic of coasters that doesn't go upside down, but it is a little bumpy, which is understandable for a 100-year-old wooden coaster. Still, I like riding it and getting my thrills out of it. Number 4. Jetstar 2. Before Bombora was built, this was my favorite coaster. It's a high-speed coaster with 2 riders in each seat, no single riders, and a spiral lift hill that has turns that go so close to the ground. It can be a little scary thinking that you'll bump the ground when the car turns so low, but getting my screams out on this ride is still fun. It's hardly bumpy, probably from its crazy fast speed, and the partnering up for this ride makes it even more fun. Number 3. Colossus the Fire Dragon. This is a great choice for one's first upside-down roller coaster. In my perspective, you can hardly feel yourself going upside down on the 2 loops, probably because they're so big. I also find it interesting that near the end, you can hear what sounds like the fire dragon roaring, although that might just be some piping or something going off. Still, I find that a nice touch. It's a great screamer, so don't lose your lungs yet and give this ride a try. Number 2. Wicked. This is another great choice for one's first upside-down roller coaster, as it has only 1 corkscrew. Although the sun launched through the tunnel and up the vertical hill might be intimidating, hence the name Wicked, but I don't think they're that bad once you experience them. Another thing I like about this ride is about halfway through when the car slows down and goes straight for a bit. Afterwards, it's not much of a screamer, so you get to give your voice a little break. I love Wicked. Number 1. Cannibal. This should not be a surprise to most people that are familiar with the park. This ride starts with an elevator that lifts you 208 feet and then plunges you into a beyond vertical 116-degree free fall, taking you through some inversions, including what the park calls the Lagoon Roll, where you get some serious hang time over a tiny lagoon pond. The water features are so gorgeous, and you can even feel some of the mist come on your face near the end of the ride. In my honest opinion, this ride captures the pure fun that Lagoon is all about. Well done, Lagoon. You're definitely having me ride again at least a few more times. And that's all the roller coasters in the Lagoon Amusement Park in Farmington, Utah. Have you been to this park before? If so, what are some of your favorite rides there, roller coasters or not? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in another upload.